Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Yes Optimistic. This board features good old-fashioned camber. From contact point to contact point, you have that arc of traditional camber. That's going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive from this board. If you don't know what traditional camber is, may God have mercy on your soul. This board is available in 151, 154, 157, and 161. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a sunny bluebird day with warmer spring-like temps with moderate winds at time. There was frozen chunder, death cookies, firm fast groomers, creamy groomers, and a little bit of ice in the shade for good measure, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Clearly you have a full directional freeride flex with this board, and believe me, it is on the stiffer side. It is on the stiffer side. So what you get is slightly softer nose that stiffens up about midway back to the insert pack, then it progressively stiffens up through the tail. There's a little bit of torsional flex, not a crazy amount. You can still slightly ankle steer it, but don't expect to really be able to twist this board. Now when it comes to stability, if you look at everything going on with this board, from it being camber, it's a little bit wider, it's just directional, it's designed for stability. You get a tiny amount of cheddar, and I do mean tiny, in the nose that never makes its way back underfoot. And then when you're plowing through chop, chunder, ice, whatever, that midsection just takes over and just goes right through it. It cuts through the crap. You don't have to worry about it. You never really feel anything underfoot. Sure, if you get on like a fully frozen groomer and you get sideways and you get that zipper effect, you might feel a little bit underfoot. It's not enough to affect the ride at all with this board. As this board is good old-fashioned traditional camber, you do have to load it up to get it to pop. Now, it does not fight you, it does not feel aggressive when you load it up, and when you do, it's reactive enough that you get the snap that's very predictable. It's not mind-blowing, it's just right for what this board actually is. Can you butter on this thing? Yes. Would you butter on this thing? I don't know. I really didn't like it, but you can. So what you want to do is get your weight way out over the nose, because this is the optimal platform here. You gotta get it out right by that up kick in the tip. You're gonna flex into it as hard as you can. Then you're gonna flex even harder into it, and then maybe you'll get a tiny little press out of it. That's not what this board is for. With the tail, you're gonna go as fast as you can. You're gonna lean back so hard your weight is completely on the outside of the binding, way out on the tail. That's gonna elevate the nose of the board. You're gonna get that wheelie effect in there. Otherwise, why the hell are you buttering on this thing, people? Who's this board for? The resort ripping carver that wants something stiffer and that they can downsize on just a little bit. When it comes to carving, this is what this board is known for. So you steer it way out at the contact point in the tip. You do have the underbite underfoot, which will help you steer it, but you drive it out at the tip. Now the big thing to note is that this thing is fast and fluid, but it's not quick and nimble. Like, there's a little bit of work. It's not sluggish. It's just fast once you get it on edge. Now the nice thing is that underbite does grip, and it allows you to leverage even further over, so you can really lean into your toe or heel side carves on this board and feel it lock in. And that also helps for when you're pushing your knee into the center of the board to flex that camber and trying to drive it from the tail out, just to get that power out of a turn. It makes you feel a little bit more locked in. Short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, long, hard, drawn out carves, deep Euro carves. It's got you covered on all bases with this board. This is a thing for laying trenches, going fast, looking back and going, yeah, I did that. Comparable boards: the Camber Aggressor, the K2 Excavator, the Amplid UNW8. Binding recommendations: the Now Drives, the Burton Cartel X, the Ride A10. This has been my review of the Yes Optimistic. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, Remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.